Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. Today we're going to talk about how you can make way more from your email list. Now, chances are you're making way too little return on investment from the emails you're sending to your list right now. Now, how do I know this? Well, if you're terrible at email marketing and you have a list, then you should be making $1 per month per subscriber from your email list. Right? That's kind of the benchmark for the absolute minimum you should be making from your list. So immediately, if you look at how many emails you have and you look at how much you're making each month per email, you should be able to see where you stand along that scale, right? If you're doing less than $1 a month, then you've got a long way to improve. If you're doing more, then that's a very, very good sign. Now, obviously, right, this is very variable. Like the older your list is, the lower this number is going to go. And if you have a very old list and you're doing a multiple of $1 per email per month, you're doing well. If you have a brand new list, you should be doing a lot more because they're fresh subscribers. They're more eager to listen to you and buy from you. And so this is obviously, just a rule of thumb. But let's dive in and see how well you're doing at the moment and then look for ways we can improve it. So in my business, I make on average $3 to around about the top end, $5.60 per email subscriber per month. So how did I calculate this? Well, you can do this exact same calculation in your business, right? Take the total revenue that you're generating every single month, right? Super simple. How much money are you making per month? So for example, in a good month, I make about $90,000 in my business, right? And then divide that by the number of emails you have on your list, right? So I've recently cleaned my list, but before I cleaned it, got rid of some of the dead weight, I had about 16,000 subscribers on my list, right? So pretty small, really, compared to a lot of other businesses out there. But again, it's about the quality, right? And so if you take 90,000 and you divide it by 16,000, you get around about 5.6, right? So in other words, that month I made $5.60 from each subscriber on my list. And obviously each month in my business is slightly different, but it ranges between $3 to $5.60 per email per month. So I'd love for you to do that calculation right now and see how you fare with your business. And here's the good news. You can almost always up this number. Like if you just upped this number by 20%, then your entire business would improve by 20%. And you don't need to get any new customers, you don't need to get any new emails, you just need to send some different stuff to your list each week. So let's talk about 4 ways you can increase that number. So let's say you're at $2 per email per month right now. How do you get it to 4, right? And essentially double your business without spending any more money on advertising or lead gen or anything else? Well, the first way is to create a promo calendar for your business. Now, very often, in fact, this is what I used to do every week. I used to sit down and think, what on earth am I going to send to my subscribers this week? And, depending on how much revenue I generated that week or the previous month, and depending on how many emails I'd sent and what I'd done, I would sporadically come up with something to send to my email list that particular week, whether it was some content or just a nice email with a personal touch to it, or whether it was a full-on promotion or some kind of launch or a sale or an invite to a webinar. It would be random and I'd be doing it week by week by week. Now, this method can work, definitely, but the problem with it is it feels like you're on some kind of hamster wheel where you always have to keep up with the emails you're sending out every single week, right? So it can get very difficult to maintain this for a long time. So what I decided to do one month, I was like, I'm tired of having to constantly focus on this and have this task done so that my emails are going to be sent. I said, why don't I just create 90 days worth of emails and pre-schedule them. So I'm always 3 months ahead of time with the emails I'm going to send out. That way, if, a couple of weeks I want to not send any emails, it's fine because I'm set for the next 90 days. So I decided to create this calendar, right? And I literally just got a piece of paper and, drew a calendar on it for the next 3 months of the year, right? And I planned what I was going to send to my list every single day for those 90 days, right? And I figured out through doing this that there's actually 4 different types of things I send to my email list on kind of like a rotation. Right, so let me go through what these 4 things are, and if you're not doing them right now, you can add them into your promo calendar, and if you are, you could do them more often because they're really, really effective. So the first thing that we all like to send to our email list is what I just sent recently to show you this video, is content, right? So this could be just an email with some cool little tips in it. This could be a link to a podcast or a video. This could be a link to somebody else's content, right? You could say, oh, I saw this cool article, I think you'll like it, go check it out, right? That's providing value by curating content for your list. Actually a lot easier than making it yourself, right? So that's one type of email. Now, you might be thinking, well, how does content up my dollars per email subscriber per month? And in fact, in some ways it doesn't directly, but there's 2 things that content can do for you that will up the amount of money you make. Number 1, it will increase the bond you have with your list. Right? The stronger you have with the relationship you have with your list, the more responsive they're going to be. Like when you come to sell something or offer something or suggest they do something, give them a call to action, the more they'll be inclined to do it because they know, like, and trust you more. And that comes from content. In most cases, right? It helps you position yourself as an expert, helps you build authority and all the other good stuff that content does. So that's the first thing you get from it. The second thing you get from it is you can do like a soft sell at the bottom of your content emails. So you could say, here's a video, here's what's in it, it's going to give you loads of value, hope you really enjoy it, and then write your name. And at the bottom of the email you could put PS, I have a sale right now for this product. Or go check out this application form if you want to book a call, or check out this webinar, right? Or check out this sales page if you want to buy this product. So the whole point of the email is to give content, but you do have an option for some people who are ready to buy to go ahead and buy stuff from you as well, right? So that can actually impact how much money you make per email subscriber per month, without just overtly selling to your list every single day. That's the first thing, content. Second thing is webinar invites, right? Now I find in my business, in my promo calendar, I tend to do 1 live webinar with an invite sequence and a follow-up sequence, right? Every 30 days. I find that if you're going to do like a big scarcity play, where you're saying, this is opening now, and then it's closing at this point, a few days after the webinar, like I find you only really want to do that once a month, because if you start doing it very often, people get tired of seeing the, last chance or the 6 hours to go, 1 hour to go type stuff in their inbox all the time from you, and they'll start to feel like you're really pushing something on them. So I do that with webinars. I'll do a webinar, I'll say join the webinar, I'll do a few days of invites, and after the session I'll have a countdown until the offer I sold on the webinar closes, right? So it's like a scarcity thing where it closes on a certain day. You can't do that all the time. So I do that once a month. Twice a month can work as well, as long as you don't push it too hard both times, because then it just feels like all you do is webinars, right? And everyone gets bored. So we've got content, we've got webinars. The third thing is some kind of sale. Now, if you ever want to generate a windfall of cash and really help with your cash flow in your business, then having some kind of discount or some kind of offer that's very limited for maybe a couple of days is a really surefire way to do that. So you can take one of your flagship programs or one of your programs you haven't sold for a while or whatever it is, slice the price and create some kind of email sequence to offer it. Right now, I personally only do this kind of thing maximum every 90 days, right? Because I find, again, if you're doing loads of discounts all the time, then Customers wait until you do a discount to buy stuff, right? Which isn't what you want. You want to be able to charge more rather than having a sale. And also people get bored of it. It's like, oh, it's another sale. Like you end up being like one of those bargain stores that you find where everything's always on sale and you're thinking like, well, what's the real price? Like if it's always on sale, then does this usual RRP price even exist, right? So you have to find the balance and maybe do those every 90 days. The fourth thing is to offer some kind of lead magnet to your list. Right, so it could be like a PDF, or it could be a video that's behind an opt-in page, or something else that requires people to opt in. And you might be thinking, well, why would you bother offering an opt-in to people who are already on your list? Well, this can be a great way to actually segment your list, right, and figure out how many people on your list are interested in certain stuff. So I don't know, if you're teaching weight loss and, you know, I don't know, you could have a PDF on a certain workout routine, maybe high intensity interval training. You say opt in for this lead magnet if you're interested in HIIT, right? All the people that opt in, you know that they're interested in that, and then you could maybe sell them some kind of product on that topic, right? So it's a great way to segment. Another thing that's good with sending a lead magnet to your list is on the thank you page of the lead magnet, you can have some kind of call to action. So they opt in for the lead magnet, right? The PDF or whatever it is goes to their inbox. Then on the thank you page, you could offer some kind of like call, or maybe some kind of discount, or maybe a tripwire offer, or maybe just have a sales page. So you're not overtly selling something, you're just saying, here's a free thing. But then everyone who opts in gets to see a cool offer on the back of that as well. So if someone's just not really opening emails, and you know, most people, by the way, probably open about 20% of your emails at best, they're not always seeing that you're selling stuff, but every time they interact with you, they do get a chance to buy, right? And that will up the amount of dollars per email sub you have, and it will increase your revenue. So those are the things I like to put on my promo calendar, and I just rotate them, right? And you know, find out what works and do it more often. So that's the first thing. The promo calendar is the first thing you can do to improve your number. In addition to actually making it easier and having all your emails scheduled, and it's nice for that purpose, the other thing that's really cool about the promo calendar is you can achieve a little bit more balance with the stuff you send to your email list. Like they might get bored if all you do is send them content, or all you do is send them webinars. Like when it's all laid out on a calendar, like you can strategically decide what to put where and make sure you're not irritating your list by just sending the same stuff every week. All right, that's thing number one. Thing number two you can do is increase the frequency of your emails. Now, believe it or not, your list want to hear from you more. Why is this? Well, because they probably miss most of your emails anyway, right? Because people's inboxes are just flooded with so much stuff constantly that it probably gets overrun. So what I do is I send an email every single day to my list, right? And in the evening, right, so I send them in the morning. In the evening, I resend the same email with a different subject line to people who didn't open the email in the morning. So I'm emailing my list every day, and I'm resending it to them every day in the evening. So that's 2 emails a day. If I have a launch, sometimes I'll send 2 or 3 emails a day during the launch or during some sale or something like that. And I find that people don't unsubscribe because I send a lot of emails. If you keep it fresh, if you keep it exciting, you offer a lot of value, you mix up the stuff on your promo calendar, you will find that people don't mind if you send them more emails. Like they want to hear from you. That's as simple as that. And if people unsubscribe when you do this, it's probably not because they don't want to hear from you. It's probably because they forgot that they were on your list. They've seen your email and been like, what's this? I don't really want to be on this list. And they'll leave, which is a good thing because they shouldn't be there anyway, right? So it's a good way to increase activity and increase the bond with the people on your list. So that's thing number 2, increase your frequency. Thing number 3 is to reuse and test stuff for your promo calendar. So if something worked like a few months ago and you haven't actually used it for a while, people on your list will be very likely to forget about what happened 90 days ago. Like, to them, it feels like it was years ago because they're not really obsessed with your business as much as you are, right? So if you've used something like more than 90 days ago and it worked really well, tweak it slightly and just use it again. Like if you have a video sales letter that worked really well, change it up a little bit, reuse it. You don't have to put in all the time and energy to create a whole new video sales letter. You can just do the same thing again, tweak it slightly, and you will get crazy results if it worked really well the first time. This saves you so much effort when you're putting together your promotions. Like if you did a launch a year ago and it worked really well, redo the launch, add some stuff to it, make it better, make the offer better, right? Tweak the price, tweak the content slightly. Do the same thing. I guarantee you it will work because people will have forgot that you did it last year. So on to the fourth thing that you might want to do at some point, depending on where you are with your business, how big it is, etc., etc., etc. And this is something I'm working on right now. Hire someone to help you with some of the email content. So we all know that writing emails, getting them scheduled, doing all the segments and everything to schedule the emails in your calendar takes forever. It can be very time consuming, and especially when you're doing 90 days of it at a time, it can take up a lot of energy. So something you can do to actually make this a little bit easier on yourself is hire someone to help with this. Now, I wouldn't recommend hiring a copywriter, right? Because copywriters are super expensive, and you'll find that, just to get them to write an email or two can be very, very, very pricey. And so it should be, because they've got incredibly high amounts of skill, and their whole mission is to make you cash. Right, so hiring a copywriter for like general content emails and stuff is probably a waste of resources. However, what you can do is just hire a writer, maybe like a ghost writer, or maybe like a journalist type writer. Give them your body of work, your premium content, your free content, your videos, your podcasts, your blog posts, whatever it is. Give them everything and just tell them to make short, snappy emails out of different topics in your content library, right? So this means that they're going to be talking about your stuff as you, but you're not going to have to do all the writing. If you're really not a fan of writing emails and scheduling them, then this can be a really great way to delegate some of that time and some of that energy, and so you can focus on other stuff. All right, so this is how you make more money from the email list. This is how you increase everything, systemize everything, get off that hamster wheel, increase the dollar per subscriber per month. Hope you found this really helpful. If you like this, then make sure you hit subscribe so you get future episodes, and I'll speak to you very soon.